Hey everyone, Tony Winston here, Jazz Piano College. Got a really great song for you today by Ann Ronell, or Ronell, I'm not sure which that is. It's Willow Weep for Me. And of course, my favorite version of this, Art Tatum. And really, Art Tatum needs to be getting some more respect these days. I don't hear hardly anybody talking about him, yet his concepts and his ability is just so off the charts. We should really spend more time with him. But anyway, let's just take this song, and I've got here a chart for it. I think it came out of Real Book 3, and of course I will reprint it down there in the description. Just click on the link, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, maybe you will be the 100,000th person to do it. Anyhow, is it a blues? No, but man, you gotta put the feeling of the blues into this song. Look at the chords. You're going G to C. All right, that's a typical blues change, right? G7 to C7. And I used to sing this song a little bit with my band, and one of the greatest versions of it is Lou Rawls, and they take it into a kind of a swing tempo halfway through and then bring it back down to a kind of a slow tempo. And I'm noticing on the chart here it says bluesy. Why is it not a blues? Well, because it doesn't follow any of the typical blues formats, which would be like a 12-bar blues or an 8-bar blues or a variation on one of those. It's more in, the 1930s style song form where you have 8 measures in the A section, you go A, B, A, and you have 8 measures in the middle. So 32 bars in all. Let's take a look at the chords. And, I'll cover a little bit of everything here. I'm going to start with just the most simplest voicings I can think of. And let's just do G7 like this. So even without the third, some listeners might hear it as that, but even without the third, I think you can hear it okay. And maybe put the third in down there. All right, so my left hand's just playing not quite a shell voicing where you just play root and seventh, but I'm adding the third to it, even though it's a little low. And we'll play them in root position. I don't know what that E half diminished is doing up there. Just ignore that. And I believe that was 8 measures. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Then we do it again. Let's do some rootless voicings this time. Now notice, for the D flat 7th, I played the same rootless voicing I did for G. Tritone away, the same voicing will give you a good chord. And in this one, we say it's unaltered because the 13 is not a flat 13. And in this one, we say it's altered because the 9 is a sharp 9. Right? Regular 9 is here. And maybe I could have done it that way. Let's try it real quick. Yeah, that's pretty nice. And actually, I think that'll be a better way to play D flat 7 in this song than this way. And here in the last two measures, you just want to improvise. You got G7, and a little Art Tatum riff you might want to try is... I just got a cortisone shot in my thumb. Having all kinds of problems with my hands as old age creeps up on me, but just a little stiff this morning. I'm not supposed to overdo it. So that riff is, and then cross over like that. And it's part of the blues scale. But what about this note? That's not officially part of the blues scale. But, you know, the third is very usable, and the sixth there is very usable as well. It kind of comes from another blues scale, but let's not get into that. So on this one, on the G, you know, the B is okay. On this one, best to stay off of that B and just play B flat, but the E fits in very nicely. E fits nicely on both scales, actually. All right, so taking a look at the bridge, it's right down here under that little double bar line there. It goes into a minor key, and here it's like a 2-5 workout. All right, we've got minor seventh to dominant seventh, you know, kind of going through the cycle. So it's a great song for improvisation if you're good at that kind of thing. So you could just play C minor here. And maybe a C minor 6 is okay. And here we have like a 2-5-1. All right, G7, the flat 5. Let's do that again. We've got C minor, A half diminished, then the D7. Ignore the 9. You're on the flat 9 right there. G minor. All right, and here comes these great 2-5s. Now you could just do like C, B flat, A flat, and G. And I bet in the original music that's probably the way it is, but a jazz reharmonization thing is every dominant chord, like the C7th, can be preceded by its relative 2. All right, thinking of this as the 5 and this as the 2, like that would be the 1, 2, 5, and then we do 2, 5, 2, 5. I mean, you can assign the correct Roman numerals to them. It'd be like 1, 4, flat 7, flat 3, flat 6, flat 2. But, you know, who wants to deal with that? It's just 2 5s moving along the cycle. Until you get to there, and then it's only a half step, but it's still another 2-5, that takes you right back to C. Common chord progression. So let's do it like this. All right, that's G minor to C7. Then F minor. No flat 5, but I could sneak it in there. And that was a rootless voicing. All right, now I'll do some bigger voicings here. All right, so here I'm just really stretching my hands out as far as they feel like going today. Like that. Well, we could find some other ways to do it too. Maybe just bounce the left hand around on these 7ths. Yeah. Maybe even just go like this. Or some rootless voicings. As for solo piano, that's not going to sound too good. You really kind of need to have those roots in there, make it sound really good. Or, you know, like I say, just leave out the minor sevenths and put in the dominant sevenths. Nobody really knows what Art Tatum played there. It's pretty thick sounding. It might be that even. Anyway, charts in the description. Also, if you'd like to support the channel through PayPal or Patreon, the links are down there in the description as well. And I think I'll put a link to Art Tatum playing Willow, Weep for Me, and also another link to Lou Rawls, like you can't look it up yourself on YouTube, right? But anyway, they're down there for your convenience. And thank you so much, folks. I'll see you again soon after I cross the finish line. Yay.